based in Las Vegas. Bill invested in star-studded entertainment skills for the 2012, 13, and 14 galas to secure celebrity chefs and A-list entertainers such who opened last here in Tampa and just released his first album, co-produced by Bill Edwards and Katy Perry. And I have a copy of that. Congratulations! How cool is that? Bill, thank you. You're amazing. But perhaps Bill is really just a guy who's as comfortable sitting in Ralph's mob, the cheering section for the Rowdies, as he is sitting in the new premium seats built in the stadium. But me, I see Bill as someone so proud of his humble childhood, his service to his country during the Vietnam War, and his Purple Heart, that he discreetly includes his initials, EE, in every project. Look for it. So who really is behind those foster grants? Is it a producer, an empire builder, a philanthropist, a marine, a musician, a father to a 3-year-old princess, a superhero, or a soccer team owner? Whoever he is, please give us a warm Tampa Bay welcome to Rowdies' principal owner, Bill Edwards.
Wow. Oh. Thank you so much for being here. How are you doing today? Yeah? Awesome. Okay, first of all, over the table over here, I'd like to take a minute to introduce Terry Vanderbeck, who's the general manager of the Rowdies. Please stand up. After his successful playing career, he remained actively involved with soccer, player, coach, mentor, and in the Tampa Bay area. Very glad to have you. Another person up there is a gentleman by the name of Brian Schreiber. Okay, he's a forward for our team. Native. He's first year on the team, so and he's a 2013 Golden Boot Award recipient, leading the goals for the soccer season of 2013. And we get a Jordan backup. Please stand up real quick. Okay, Jordan is a traditional defender. He's 7 years on the team. He's a California native. And he played a key role in the Rowdies in 2013. And Devin Gallo, where are you? Right there, Devin. California native, he's forward, played in ASL for several years, although his second year with the Rowdies now. So thank you again for help here. And let's just start with our application. I got to ask you two questions, if you don't mind, before we start. The biggest thing that I wanted to ask was, how many people here have been to a live soccer game? More than I expected. How many people have watched? Okay. Enough, you know, so I'm going to give you a little story about this. First, I'd like you to see the experience for a few seconds. It's only takes about a minute and a half. That's what happens on Saturday when we have a Rowdies. If you don't mind, I'm going to roll the film and let you see what it kind of looks like. I roll Goal! Yeah, it's a goal! He was it, and it's in the bucket. What a night! Saturday, July 12th. It's the Rowdies versus the Atlanta Silverbacks. Get tickets now for Big 7 Rowdies or visit your local circle page at rowdysoccer.com. That's rowdysoccer.com. That wasn't what I was going to show you. If I don't mind, if you don't mind, we'll come away from the Rowdies is that it was an amazing team. I get involved in this in a roundabout way. I was sitting in my office one day and walking into Rick Baker around me somewhere. I was on there and he had this telephone. It's not like an iPhone. I think a phone is like a TV screen. He was showing me all these people chanting and dancing and yelling and screaming in the audience. He was at a soccer game. And I didn't know it was a setup. I just didn't know what, So finally he said to me, listen, this is a great team, a local team. We're in town here. They're in bad shape. If somebody doesn't buy them, they're going out of business. Oh my God. It's a professional team, and as we know, there's only 2 professional sports teams in the whole city, in Petersburg, and the Rowdies happen to be one of them. And so, somewhere along the way, between then and January of this year, I was introduced by the Rowdies, which at the time was expected to lose this year $1.6 million. So we goes into a company, buys a company, says, okay, first thing I'm going to do this year, buy holders will lose $1.6 million. So I was really perplexed with that, but I went ahead and went along with it. And so here I was. And the first challenge that I think I realized was, what the hell is soccer? I had never been to a soccer game ever in my life. So I'm going, well, this ought to be interesting. I guess my thought was, okay, it's simple. The first to put the most balls inside the net wins the game. So, logically, that's how it works. I figured all these guys, Perry and the coach, everybody, they have to know it all, the wherewithal to be able to do that for them. So I found on them to do that. My job was to try to run a business, which is all about business. Okay? Professional sports. I've owned a sports team at home, so I kind of find it to be one of the most fun businesses I've ever been in my life. Okay? It's really exciting, it's fun, it's constant. It's also very hard to walk into something that's broken and try to fix it. It's something very challenging to play. So the first thing was, okay, well, let's get started here. What do we need? Well, you need all these people in the team, and you need this, and that. By the way, you need all these things, but let's buy this and let's buy that, and let's spend this kind of money and that kind of money, and it's all in the budget. And the budget was losing $6 million. It's everything as a businessman, I believe. I decided, well, okay, next person that comes to me says that, will break me. So, lo and behold, there's something called there's running the office in the team, I suppose. And I bought it. And he said to me, I got to spend $36,000 on something. I don't recall what it was. There's this final comment with me. And by the way, it's in the budget. And I said, so let me try to get this straight. We're trying to hit a budget of losing $1.6 million. Is that your job? Yep, that's what I'm trying to do. Okay, you're fired. So then I took that person's place. And I realized, wow, this is a great opportunity. It's amazing sport. I want to show a film of all the children who want to keep the playing, but I didn't get a chance to do that. To go to the game, to stand, to tailgate parties, it's amazing thing. And the families, the children, and the children walk with leaders out and okay, and so I really got involved. I really got excited about it. Matter of fact, when I told Rick, no, you can make the shopping center. I'm going to take care of the Rowdies. So, what I'm doing about it. Okay, so So away we went, and we got the team. And then I realized, okay, well, unlike most sports teams, I don't have the advantages that, that any other sports team has. All I get from the stadium is ticket sales. And I get ticket sales at the stadium. And I have to give a piece of my gate, my ticket sales, to people who rented to me. And then they keep all the food and all the beverages and parts of the system. Basically, you got to make a dip on the ticket, okay? If you're paying $18 ticket, it's discounted. That's a lot of tickets to make that work. So I went out and said, well, okay, so you're not selling any tickets, and then another 1,100 seats at field. For which the screw over here went, you're crazy, so let's do that now, right? I didn't gonna do this. So, well, after looking at what I was looking at, I needed some new seats at field. So we put right in the midfield there, and lo and behold, we're selling tickets. Our first 5 games this year, we averaged 5,000 people per game, which doesn't seem like much to you, but today in the whole 65 people. That's amazing amount of we exceeded this year all the tickets we sold last year, probably the previous couple of years. So how did that happen? Well, it happened this way. First thing I did, start picking up the phone and calling up. You can't really solve today has become a tremendous supporter of Tampa Bay Rowdies. Very, very proud of sponsors who came in, they put in money, just real off the top of my head. A Hard Rock came in the first year of history, which was 70. By the way, this team is over really long team. We go back to the 70s. The Rowdies has a tremendous history. They've been around for a long time. How many of the Rowdies came back in the 80s or the 90s, right? Okay, so we're back. We're back and we're going to stay back. And the way to do that is to get support. So we've had support from so many people. It's amazing. I mean, the Hard Rock put their name on our bridge for the kids all. St. Anthony's Hospital, I mean, that's for like high players, they got birds, all that. They assist us. I've got right now 33 sponsors. I need about 133 sponsors down south. So right now, I'm willing to field one section at a time. Because I believe that the Rowdies belong in this town, staying in this town, to professional soccer team, for all the people who live here. Because this city is growing by leaps and bounds. So many younger people who are involved in soccer, who grew up in soccer. It's the most major sport there is. Right now, the World Cup, how many people watch the World Cup? Yeah. At 4 o'clock today, USA, okay? Yeah, we're watching, right? Okay, and so, bottom line for this, I went, wow, I was very fortunate that I bought this team, the World Cup here. I had no idea the World Cup was coming. Again, I didn't know about soccer. A little bit more about it now than I did before, but it's become something that's become very, very positive to the downtown, positive to the children, to the camps, to do a lot of different things. And there's a couple of things I was going to mention. Sure, I'll miss it. Keep in mind, this is all Rick Baker's fault. The city has repaired the field. The people that ran the field enjoyed the city. I want to thank the mayor and the city council, everybody else that's involved, been there, done. They have repaired the field on the 4th of July. We'll see a great field. I've seen it already. It was awesome. And so, and it's befitting the professional and the truck. Okay. The PA system allowing announcing capabilities like increased better fireworks, the games and other bit of fun. Our per game attendance has grown 150% this year over last year. We tripled all of 2013 ticket revenues in the first 5 weeks of the spring season alone. We've had a huge support of the business community. I mentioned that before. Let me tell you how much. Right now, the business community, whether in kind or in cash, has sponsored us to the tune of about $1.5 million. Remember that meeting? So, in order to work, because again, we don't have our own stadium, we have to rent, which is a very expensive ordeal, and there's a lot of other things that need to be done. We have a total of 33 sponsors, as I mentioned. I launched a new Rowdies campaign. I hope you've seen it on TV. We've been able to get Channel 38, which is our local station here, to televise live, which I think is amazing. And our first year to be able to pull that off, have that happen. And they visited with me a couple of days ago and said that they're getting letters from Sarasota, Orlando, all their viewing areas where people are so happy they televised the Rowdies game so they would see them when they could get down here. It was such a drive with the glad to see the show. So successful on TV, which is most important. What else do I have to talk about? We've got TVs, we've got billboards, we've got social media, double, Facebook and Twitter, double since 2013. We're taking partners with the Rowdies and Circle K. With Circle K now, we're at about 100 or so of their stores. We're going to be able to provide the tickets and discount. Okay? You come to the Rowdies game, make it easier for you to get access to the tickets. Also, the St. Petersburg Free Clinic, we kind of adopted them, okay, and they provide, so you'll know, about 2.5 million pounds of food every year. You go to the Rowdies Grill at the games, there'll be barrels around the place, there's food, canned goods, whatever you can carry, and just drop them in the barrel, and you can feed a lot of hungry people that need food, okay, as part of the Rowdies, because to me, the most important thing is this is a community. St. Petersburg community. It's here, it's yours, it's mine, it's everybody's. And I'm just going to hope, and close with this, I hope to embrace the team and the game, to come to the games, and be part of it, as a lot of people have in the last 6 months or so that we've on the team. And I continue to keep on going. And as I said, you know, we had 700 seats that are temporary. People are going to them, they're buying them, and they're sitting in them. I'm so pleased that I can deal with the best these times. As we keep filling the stadium, I hope to keep adding temporary seats until somebody realizes. Okay, I'll be part of. And again, you know, that's my dream. And in order to make it reality, I have to ask everyone and anyone that will listen to me to help us to become the team that we want to be, the #1 team in the country for soccer. With that, I thank you very much for your time. Now comes a fun part, right?
It's now time for Q&A, and Mr. Edwards will have 2 minutes to respond to the question. And I will pick the question. So, who would like to go first? Only members can ask questions. No speeches.
Betty Morgan, Steve. You have done many wonderful things for St. Pete and for Treasure Island. I'm asking you to do something for St. Pete Beach, which is to open up the movie that has been closed there. All you need is invest. If you do it, we will come. Thank you. Can you do that?
You talking about the one in Quarry area? Yeah, well, that's a nice little theater. I don't know why it's closed. It used to be open on some hours there, so. We'll have to look into it, won't we? Okay. Another question over there.
Judy Hunt, along the same line. We got here.
Well, if I did, I'd have to sell you here.
Thank you, Mr. Edwards, for everything you've done for the community. And I didn't have a question until I heard that. Ken Welch. given your expertise and your great experience in business, what are your thoughts on what the pier should be to improve this community?
Wow. I think that the pier is probably a simple project if you just looked at it from more of a simple viewpoint than what we're dealing with now, because a lot of people trying to figure out, quite frankly, in my opinion, there's nothing wrong with the pier other than it needs to be redone. I like the pier the way it is. I think there's some things we can do to enhance it. I think the pier the way it stands is pretty cool. I think we do some real cool things in that. That's my answer. Yeah. On a mission.
Dave Zackham. Mr. Edwards, since you think so big, if we lose the Rays, do you see a time where the Rowdies will move into the dome?
Well, fortunately, soccer is not allowed to be played inside domes. Okay, so no. I think it belongs to where it is on the water down here. It's a perfect place for it. I'll go further, okay? I've done a study, and you could put an 18 to 20,000 seat stadium right where it is right now, without going any higher, disrupting the rest of the town, and overlooking the water where it belongs. Everybody walks there anyway. A lot of people walk there. And so I think the Rowdies belong where they are, in St. Petersburg. Yeah.
Hal Friedman, now that you've gotten a couple of celebrity chefs, Michael Egan and Tabona, which I'm very excited about, since I knew Michael in San Francisco. Any chance of getting an Apple store somewhere in the city?
Well, maybe something like an Apple store. Okay. That's my answer. The best I can do. Okay. I agree with you. We need to store it. Yes.
Good afternoon, Mr. Edwards. Thank you for coming. My name is Daryl Hamill, and just really quick question, and the gentleman over there kind of hit on it with the Rays. You had said that this is your first venture into a professional sports team, and your goal is to make it profitable and fill those seats. And looking at what the Rays have been trying to do for the years and the issues they have filling seats, what do you think that you can do differently, or what should you do differently in order to fill your seats at this game as opposed to a professional baseball game? And I mean, do you think it's because soccer may be more profitable here, it's more popular, or why do you think you have a better chance of filling this and investing in this as opposed to the Rays, who so we hear are struggling?
Well, I mean, the Rays have a bazillion seats. You know, I don't expect to have that many seats in the stadium that we're talking about. We're talking maybe 18,000 people maximum. Okay, so I think what you do is you start small, you work in a stadium you can fit the people into, and when it gets too small, and you add to it, and keep adding to it, until you finally get to a point where it makes sense to build a bigger stadium because you're bringing in more people. But if you build a giant stadium now, and then you don't have the people to come in, I would be in the same boat that they are, where they don't have enough fans. So my goal is to build fans and fan base, give a fan experience. And then when that's done, then we'll talk about how big we can get it. Okay? Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, I'm Corey Adler. I am so interested to hear your take on what makes you decide to invest in something. It feels at times that you like the challenge, and other times it's a business decision. But what is your thought process to decide to invest in something like the Rowdies or the Sundial or all the other things that you do?
Well, they're all different. They're all challenges. Every single one of them is a challenge. Okay, you don't think taking the old Baywalk and turning it into the Sundial is a challenge? But then since 2011, it's still a challenge. Okay, so I can tell you that. Okay, but at the end of the day, if you overcome the challenge, then the reality becomes that you succeed. And you can't succeed unless you have some sort of a challenge as far as I'm concerned. So keep me going, keep me moving, keep me, in the game. Other than that, I'd be bored. I guess. So I'd rather be challenged and go through these things. And
And some of them work out great, you know, and some of them don't, you know, financially work. Others don't. We'll take the Mahaffey Theater, I'll use that as an example. Unlike Alan, okay, I did on that with other people, okay, but I put my own money in this. I have skin in the game in that theater, and it's important to me, it always was important to me that that theater succeeded, and it has, and it is. And I'm very proud of the crew that does it, some are in this room today. And we've taken that from an empty theater that really was smelly and nasty to something I'm very proud of. And I think the city's proud of it. There's so many people coming to the theater now. They never came before. I'm glad to see them there. The Ford Orchestra's doing tremendous there. This is really a theater of the arts now where it wasn't before. So that was a challenge. Again, I put skin in the game myself. Okay, I didn't ask the city to give me anything. I just went ahead and, you know, did what we can. Do we have funds that this belongs to the city? The city should support it, and they should do different things. So hopefully in the future, you might have read, we might be able to build ourselves a catering kitchen so we can have dinner there before the shows, before the orchestra. So hope everybody will join us. Come to the theater. 10 seconds. I'm done. Thank you. Yes, sir.
My name is Gary Stepinski, and I want to thank you for being one of the leading businessmen here in St. Petersburg, probably in the state of Florida, you're one of the top entrepreneurs. But as you start adding projects, Mahaffey, real estate development, Rowdies, etc., we're starting to build up a traffic problems and parking issues. You're a great problem solver. You have skin in the game. How would you solve the problem of parking that's really starting to build up density, not just for traffic, but for all?
I wish I had the answer to that. It's a problem down here, okay? My intentions will probably be, and I'm too far into it, my intentions are to build a private, not to build, to buy a private parking garage to help cover the load. I believe that the Sundial brings a tremendous amount of people from out of town, not only in town, but out of town. We're going to need parking, so we're looking at parking everywhere. And if I have to go ahead and buy parking myself, then I will. Although we do have the mid-core garage, which is, you know, there for, it was built originally, I think, for the Bay Walk and originally started. That's not going to do it. We're going to need more space. So we've gone around and we've checked on those spaces and, you know, and again, put skin in the game and done the things we have to do. But I think, you know, that sooner or later, as people start building buildings, they're building the parking underneath. So, I mean, that's going to help a lot and cover the parking issues we have. As far as the rest of it, I don't know the answer. I wish I had all the answers, but I don't. I only have a few. So that's my answer. Anybody else? You done? You're picking the people up.
I'm standing, I'll take the lead. Hi, Jerry Evans. Let's see, we have welcome signs, Mahaffey Theater, the new Sundial, Rowdies, all these things. Peter Shores recently questioned if you were becoming St. Petersburg's Henry Flagler. Are you?
Well, I didn't know Henry. So I couldn't tell you. But, you know, I mean, there's opportunity in this town for people who are willing to take a chance. And I've always been a gambler. You know, dreams are for dreamers, and I'm a dreamer. So I can see things and maybe see things in it that other people can't. I take a chance at it. Sometimes I succeed, and sometimes I fail. But lately, I've had more successes than failures. So yeah, let's keep the successes going, right? So thank you.
There's finally beginning to be some talk about water taxis, ferries or something between Tampa and St. Petersburg. Do you envision running a water taxi to Tampa the nights of the Czar?
I have nothing to do with that. It's just like, if you spring a leak, don't call me. I can't help you. Thank you. Right here. This gentleman they're trying to get in.
Tom, you own the Rowdies. manage Mahaffey, you manage Sundial, you had involvement with the Treasure Island Yacht Tennis Club, they still do. Granted, you're talented, and granted, you've got a terrific man to help you with, Rick Baker, but do you sometimes worry that you're overextended?
No, I don't. I don't believe you can overextend yourself. I mean, if you don't set goals, then you won't get it. Okay, so I have a tremendous staff of people. We have an entire floor of office space. We probably employ, I don't know, upwards of 100 plus people. The club alone in Treasure Island employs about 300 people. A couple of hotels, you nest on the line. I figured out, they put a board in the paper of all the real estate I supposedly own, but they didn't get it all. I figured out later because there wasn't enough squares in the board. Okay, so with that, I'll just leave it at that and say that we have a lot of real estate, we have a lot of properties, we have a great management team, we have a lot of people working. And by the way, everything we do creates jobs. So the more things we do, the jobs we're creating, more jobs we create, more people get work, and they're not looking for places to, you know, to get canned goods like we're doing right now. And that goal is to keep people working. So this is what it does. And I'm not overextended at this point. Yes.
Raymond Ward. You're sometimes treated as a pariah by the Times, but what would you do to help bring more jobs downtown?
Well, I think we're doing that right now. I mean, you know, they'll probably, I mean, just in the shopping center alone, my guess is there'll be 500-600 jobs. Okay. We also, you know, are working with the soccer team. The soccer team brings downtown when there's a game probably 150 jobs. So there's another 150 jobs, and you got people that are doing the parking. So I think about everything that we do in the theater, who probably employs about 60 people, 50 people, you name it. We add jobs every time we do something in this town. It brings more jobs. So that's, and by the way, it's such a great privilege to be able to employ people who really need jobs, who are very talented, but can't find the right jobs, and they can come to us, and we love taking them on and giving them a challenge.
Willie Radowski. I know it's all about you, but if you were going to advise other business people whether St. Pete is worth their consideration, what would you say our biggest selling points and our biggest weaknesses are?
Wow, good question. Two of them, actually, right? I think the biggest selling points are, this is an amazing town. If you go anywhere around here, I mean, I lived on the beach for 18, 20 years. And I love the beaches of bad, but you know, when I came downtown St. Petersburg, I fell in love with Florida again. It was just so amazing. You've got art museums, you've got music, you've got the orchestra, you've got food, you've got just about anything you can imagine is down here. It's a beautiful setting overlooking Tampa Bay. And everybody seems to be wanting to come here and live here. And so the population is growing massive amounts right now. I think there's close to 2,000 apartments coming out of the ground right now for people who live. And those people are probably going to commute somewhere else to work. They're coming here because they love living here, because this is great walking, running, riding downtown that I haven't seen anywhere else in the world. So, and I've been around the world, so I think this is an amazing place. Weaknesses, I don't know if we have any weaknesses. We make our own weaknesses, and so, you know, if we just prevent that, we're good to go.
Thank you for being here, Mr. Edwards.
Thank you.
With all of the businesses that you own in our community and all the jobs that you put in those businesses, wouldn't you agree with me that green light Pinellas can only enhance your businesses and make you even more money?
I don't know. I truly don't know anything about buses or, you know, transit. You know, I know they go by every day and we see them and everything, but I really am not got a handle on that. With all the things I got going, I truly don't know whether the buses are good or bad, or if we should have more or less. And I couldn't answer that question intelligently. Oops. Over here? Okay. Sorry. Who's that?
Peter Goldman, if you suddenly were to buy the Rays, what were the 2 or 3 things that you would do immediately to make the team more successful?
I would go to a mental institution. Hope that answers your question. Go ahead.
Mr. Edwards, my name is Tammy Sims, and I'm among those that thank you for being here and for all the contributions that you make. With that said, I haven't seen such a softball reception from Tiger Bay in quite some time, so I'm going to try to add a little spice to things. Now everyone is thanking you, they are kowtowing to you, hoping that you'll take their next project, but not so long ago, there was great criticism. They dragged your record, your financial record, your background, really through the mud. And so I'm curious, you have lifted your chin up and have contributed to this community, but do you hold any ill will against those times?
What was my wealth? I'm sorry.
No ill will. You hold any ill will?
I have no ill will. You know, 16 stones will break my bones, and names will never hurt me. Okay, so that's my attitude on life. You know, people can say whatever they want about whomever they want, and they can get away with it. So it's a free country. This is the United States of America. I love this country. Okay, so I fought for this country. You can do whatever you want, okay? At the end of the day, I'm still here. I'm still building a shopping center. I'm still getting a hotel and a condo project going. I'm still running the Rowdies, and I'm still doing whatever I do. And I'm really going to rest patootie what they have to say.
Hi, I'm Trina Chiavaci. Since everything you do turns to gold, do you have other wishes for other parts of St. Petersburg other than the beach drive and the 10 block area?
I'm going right down the street right now. So. You notice I'm coming down the street slowly but surely. So just, you know, we take it a step at a time. There's always, again, this is a great city for opportunity. I know many of you are in business and everything. It's a great city for opportunity. It's a great city to live in, but it's growing because guess what? There's opportunity here. There's people coming here, and the town is getting a little bigger, and I kind of like that. Okay? So I think, you know, everybody has an opportunity to do the same thing.
Party Landress. There's some buzz about problems with cruise ships going under the Sunshine Skyway Bridge and possibly relocating the port to the Gulf side of the bridge. Yeah, well, could you share some thoughts that you might have about where a cruise port might relocate, and is Nellis possibly one of those places?
I think it's fine in Tampa. I don't know. I don't go on cruises. Yes.
Bob Fisher, thanks for showing up here, Bill. I see up there the Rowdies, okay? Now, what is the full name? Is it the Tampa Bay Rowdies or is it the St. Petersburg Rowdies?
Tampa Bay Rowdies. Even though our ex-mayor has been beating me up on this, it's still Tampa Bay Rowdies. Yes.
Hello, my name is Joyce Fraser, and my question concerns the Sundial and prospective problems that arose with Baywalk, with the demonstrations and hundreds of children using it as a meeting place. How are you going to provide a suitable environment for the patrons with such an open construction plan?
I think you have to start with the problem. The problem was, okay, first of all, I'm not an ambassador, which is what they were picketing, okay? They were picketing about an ambassador, somewhat unfortunately. And secondly, it used to be a closed-in shopping center. And when I first looked at it, the first thing I said was, I have to knock that front building out because I feel confined in here. And now that I've opened it up, it's so much more welcoming, it's so much more open, and there's not much you can do inside there without us seeing
Okay, we've got a lot of security. The security in the new place is going to be totally different than what used to be there. These people, first of all, are very, very professional. Secondly, they are more concierge and directors and keeping an eye on you as well. Okay, so it's a different situation. We took over the shop, the parking garage in January. At that point, I'm going to just give you some statistics real quick. At that point, the previous year, were 1.6 incidents in that garage a year, a week. I'm sorry, a month. Okay, a month. Since January, I don't know of one. Okay, so we have someone on every floor. We have cars running through and so on down the line. So we've made it probably the safest parking garage in the town. We've done the same thing with the shopping center. There's no place you can go. If you drop your wallet, God forbid, okay, there are cameras that we can zoom in and find out if a $5 bill fell out. Okay, so I don't think we're going to have problems in the future. But we can't handle it, I should say.
Ann McMullen, thank you again. Quick question. What brought you to St. Petersburg and when? And would you ever consider leaving?
Why, do you want me to leave? I just got here. I came here about 22 years ago. I was selling mortgages to a company out here, and I thought I'd come out here and see who the heck I was doing business with, because I never met them. And I came out and I fell in love with the place, and I never left. Okay, I got down on the beach out in Sunset Beach, and I said, you know what? This place over here is for rent. I think I'll rent it. And I called up and said, could you please send my things? I'm staying here. And we built our business on Central Avenue for over 22 years. Still there, large investors. It's still part of our holdings. And we've never looked back. It's been a great place to live. It's been a great place to bring all my children in here. My family's here. I emptied Michigan, and I brought them all here. Okay, so we're all here. I'm part of the explosion. Go ahead. Oops. You done?
Hi, Tiffany Vitus. You're a legend to many of us here in St. Petersburg, and we all know much about your successes. What is one of your failures or disappointments, and what did you learn from it? What is one of your failures or disappointments, and what did you learn from it?
Failures. There's been so many. Which one should I start out with? I don't know. Certainly, I got here by having a tremendous amount of failures over my years of being in business, and I've had businesses that have failed, and just a lot of bad breaks and what have you, okay? And I never look back at them, because I always figure that's an educational point for me. I learned I'll never do that again. Okay, so in answer to your question, I think the reason we're successful today is all the failures I had when I was younger. And that's my answer. Does that do it for you? Whoever it was? Thank you. Okay.
Good afternoon, Kelly Kirshner. There was an article, I believe, in last week's Times about 4th and Central and the old First National Bank building that has been boarded up for many years and is encumbered in, I think, an additional 77-year land lease that's making it difficult to redevelop. And so now there's discussion of eminent domain that I know is frightening for many property owners when the city's talking about taking their land. And I wondered if you had any thoughts on how to resolve that issue and a critical piece in downtown and how that can be redeveloped.
I was unaware of that until you just told me, so I have no knowledge of it, okay? But, now I'll go look and check and see what's going on over there, okay? I'm just nosy, I can't help it. Very easy question. There you go.
No. Bill, we've been watching the World Cup, and I'm a real fan of soccer here at this point, and the flopping in it has been one of the parts that's real entertaining. It's funny to me. I want to know if you have with your team there any kind of classes on flopping or Any of your players ever flop just to get a
They're all pointing over there. This one guy is really good at it. I've been practicing that myself. I'm not doing well with it. That's it? Cool. Oh, okay, one more. Just want to say that was it.
Thank you, Kim Black. It is Tiger Bay Political Club. Lots of young families move here, but then they can't stay because of the income for young families. Do you support increasing the minimum wage?
Oh, yeah. I do. Everybody should have enough money to live on.
Well, I can call last question now.
You do so much for our town as a private person. Do you ever think about running for political office?
Not a chance. I believe that as a citizen, I can do so much more. I don't have to go to city council. Well, I do it from time to time, but I mean, I truly don't have to, I don't have to run for election. I don't have to raise money. I don't have to do speeches. I just go ahead. And as citizens, we all have the opportunity. This is America. This is a land of opportunity. We have the opportunity to go out and do whatever we feel we're capable of doing. And you're as capable as you want to be, okay? If you believe that something's going to happen, then you're right. If you believe something's going to happen that's bad, you're right. Either way, you're right, okay? So my thing is always have a positive attitude. Anything can be overcome, and we just keep on plugging along and making things better. With that, thank you very much.
Well, you're not a politician, but you are kind of so. But present this Tiger Bay mug from a politician for lunch. Thank you very much. Okay. While the questions are being rated, I want to remind you that Thursday, July 10th, Peter Goldenbach, the author of The Chairman, The Rise and Betrayal of Jim Greer, will be here at the Yacht Club. And then we'll wait for the winner of the Diamond Claw.
Start, okay? In the 1900s, we started. We started in the 1900s in Europe, having soccer games. It got really cold. They were on these heavy overcoats, and the players started wearing scarves to just keep warm. And it caught on. And then they decided, well, if we're going to have these scarves, why don't we do something with them to identify our team? So it's become a tradition since the early 1900s. It continues on today. I can see people at the World Game right now in the middle of a rainforest, okay, with, I don't know, 100% humidity, and all wearing scarves. And the players are like dying out there, and they're wearing scarves. Okay? So it's a heck of a tradition, and that's why I thought I'd bring you all once. So now you're part of the Rowdies. Stand. Thank you. Okay, I forgot about this. I think you should make a rule in this club. If I was on the board, I'd say, look, anybody that comes here should get gifts. And so I decided I have two. Okay, and one of them, and don't start looking yet, okay? But I'll tell you when to look, okay? One of you sitting at a seat that has 2 tickets for 2 people to the August 16th. Is that correct? Did I get that right? August 16th game. Well, I believe, which is the Tampa Bay Rowdies versus the New York Cosmos, which is always a fun game. Okay, to sit with me in my seats. I have a whole row right behind the bench, so if you want to get to yell and the coach cuss out the players and stuff, you'll be able to do that with me. And VIP parking, and a meet and greet with Perry Vanderbeck, our general manager,
Ricky Hill, our coach, prior to the game, and a meet and greet to select the Rowdies players for photos, opportunities for yourselves and everything, and an autographed scarf signed by the whole team. Okay, that's one prize. Okay. Second prize is Rowdies travel experience. Okay, it's for 2 people. We travel first class air, Fort Lauderdale from St. Petersburg, Clearwater Airport. We watched the Rowdies take on the Strikers on Saturday, August the 2nd. Meet and greet with Perry Vanderbeck and Ricky Hill. The game, meet and greet with the Rowdies players and photo opportunity during the pregame. Behind the scenes locker room experiences during the pregame, VIP seats, and dinner included, and an autographed team jersey. Now, here's how you get that, okay? The first one I mentioned, where are these located? Underneath your glass, okay? On your table, if you lift up your glass and you've got a dot, okay? There's a yellow one for the home game, there's a green one for the away game. You get the winners? There's a winner over there. Which color? All right, congratulations. Is that good enough? I'm not a kill time.
Okay, the winner of the Fang and Claw how to avoid Baywalk problems, Joyce Frazier.
Yes.
So how'd you like the speaker system today? Thank you, Bill. We're adjourned.